This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on 39 Dunedin News, redevelopment and expansion plans bring a new home for displaced Polytech staff. Inclement weather doesn't hamper the racing or the festivities at Wingatui. New DCC camping bylaws are introduced ahead of the summer season. And a very good evening. I'm Craig Story. Over 100 displaced staff at Otago Polytechnic have a new home on campus. A brand new atrium has been revealed alongside a redeveloped administration block. And the upgrade is just the start of bigger plans to modernise the institution.
Poised for a big reveal. After months of construction, Otago Polytechnic staff have officially pulled open the curtain on their newest space. They say the open plan modern area represents how well the institution is doing and its recent growth.
So it's about getting to the 21st century. The Polytech's doing really, really well, and we really want to upgrade all of our campus really to have a really contemporary campus and create spaces that are really good for collaboration with our students and our staff and our communities.
About 160 staff, mainly in administration, were displaced during the redevelopment. Most were shifted into nearby houses owned by the Polytechnic. After almost a year in temporary offices, they're finally moving in to the new space. It's allowing them to interact more with students and one another.
The students have really embraced the space, and we see a lot more staff out and about. They come out of their offices and hang out in the hub with the students, and they're using it as a learning space as well as just a place to catch up.
The redeveloped Mason Centre and brand new atrium represent the second phase of the Polytechnic's $11.9 million upgrade. Phase 1 included developing the new student area, nicknamed the Hub, which opened in February. Staff are now thinking about what's next.
This is just the beginning phase really. I mean, as I say, we want to continue on with our campus master plan, and being successful was really important because it builds confidence, and with that we can get the real momentum going for the rest of the build.
The space is also being made available to community groups, so there's more public interaction with the Polytechnic. But the first major event utilising the new area will be the student fashion show later this month. Ruby McAndrew, 39 Dunedin News.
An obscure plan of action has been outlined for the cash-strapped Southern District Health Board. The Commissioner appointed to lead the organisation has presented the plan to hundreds of staff, but information provided to the public is heavy in jargon but light in detail. It doesn't specify what action will be taken or when. The Commissioner says short-term cost cutting isn't a part of the plan, but no financial data has been released. It's not known whether staff will be made redundant or if roles will be changed. The draft plan is subject to feedback from staff and stakeholders. Punters have converged at Wingatui in large numbers for the races despite today's bad weather. The Melbourne Cup race day kicked off this afternoon with rain and cold temperatures, but that didn't deter several thousand revellers from attending.
Celebrating a stellar win. These punters were few of many at Wingatui Racecourse, participating in one of Dunedin's largest social events. Residents were packed into grandstands watching the proceedings and getting into the race day spirit.
Today's been nothing but excellent, to be honest with you.
Nah, it's been good. Yeah, really enjoying it. It's my first time at the races.
Melbourne Cup Day, you gotta love the races out here. It's always a good time.
Hopefully Tommy Tucker can place the next race. Yeah, really enjoyed the day. Weather hasn't turned out, but hey, you gotta have some fun, don't you?
It's quite good so far. The weather hasn't pulled through, but chuck a couple of bets on and hopefully they pull through and it'll be sweet.
Clothing was a key part of celebrations, with dozens showcasing the fashion aspect of the day. As usual, there were many students attending, with the end of exams looming.
The low temperatures and rainy weather were no deterrent for punters at Wingatui. Thousands still turned out in their suits and frocks to celebrate the annual race day.
Police presence was obvious on the ground, with more than 30 officers working at the event. Several people have been arrested for disorderly behaviour. Annabelle Dick, 39 Dunedin News.
Local Department of Conservation staff are planning industrial action in response to pay negotiations. About 100 Otago staff are amongst 1,500 workers taking action nationwide. They're refusing to do anything beyond the minimum, having become frustrated with pay negotiations. The Public Service Association says an offer of 0.4% increase is insulting to staff who are asking for 3% rise. It follows a major department restructure. Industrial action is expected to last a month. New rules for camping in the city are being introduced ahead of summer. The Dunedin City Council has adopted a new camping bylaw following a controversial trial over the last couple of years, and staff are hoping they've struck the right balance in making some areas off limits.
Discussing the latest camping rules, City Council staff are working to a new camping bylaw. It's been adopted following a review of the old rules, which enabled some issues to arise.
We've tried to find a balance between providing for campers but also protecting our amenity for our residents. So there are some areas that were overrun by campers last year on the peninsula, and those are areas we've tried to address through prohibition of camping.
The bylaw sets out rules for people in self-contained camper vans, as well as those in smaller vehicles and cars that don't have built-in amenities.
The major change in the new bylaw is restrictions around those non-self-contained vehicles and the provision of only 2 sites in Dunedin where they can camp overnight.
That's at Warrington Domain to the north of the city and at Ocean View Reserve to the south. Otherwise, visitors in non-self-contained vehicles are expected to stay at local camping grounds. It's a different story for people with camper vans equipped with toilet amenities and other provisions.
And they are free to camp throughout the city with a few exceptions on the Otago Peninsula, in our scenic reserves and in our cemeteries where there's no camping for anybody.
Council staff and security contractors will be monitoring camping sites, issuing infringement notices to anyone not complying with the bylaw. It's similar to the rules in other parts of the country, so tourists don't get confused. Rosie Mannins, 39 Dunedin News.
Still to come on 39 Dunedin News. With bullying in schools still a major issue, we discuss one initiative to help curb the rising tide, and we take a look ahead to the weather.
McClellan Refrigeration is your one-stop shop for heat pumps in Dunedin. We have a range of heating, air conditioning and refrigeration solutions. We also have 20 years experience. McClellan Refrigeration, call us on 477 0088.
Grandad loved his family and surfing, in that order. He taught me to surf and we spent a lot of time in the water together over the years. When he died, I strapped the camera to the nose of his old board and filmed the paddle out at St. Clair. Gillian's played the video on the big screen at his funeral. Grandad would have loved having everyone come out one last surf with him.
Gillian's Funeral Services, helping families celebrate the lives of their loved ones for generations. Gillians.co.nz.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Hedges are something we almost take for granted. A good hedge needs regular maintenance to look its best and to add value and character to your property. For all your hedge care needs, call the team at SGC Services on 0800 783 453.
Congratulations, you're getting married. Hi, I'm James Morris, wedding celebrant, and it's my privilege and a pleasure to bring you the perfect ceremony for your perfect day. Don't wait or contemplate. Your consultation is free with no obligation. jamesmorris.co.nz.
At your locally owned and operated Veggie Boys store, we've got fresh produce daily, fruit, veggies and more. Competitive prices are just one of the reasons people come to us in all seasons. Convenient locations and friendly crew, Veggie Boys Dunedin, come try something new. Stores in the north, the south, be our guest, Centre City as well to serve you the best. Daily specials on produce that are hard to beat, all tasty and healthy and all good to eat. Don't forget we've also got your milk, bread and meat, Veggie Boys Dunedin, your you're guaranteed a treat.
Christie Glass Houses and Sheds, good to grow stuff in. The first choice for gardeners for over 100 years. Built to withstand extreme weather conditions and hard work. Full range of options available. Thomas Burns Street, across the road from the railway station. Free call 0800 Allens.
This year's Oamaru Heritage Festival's theme is Alice in Wonderland, celebrating the sesquicentennial of its writing. Join us in Oamaru November 11th to 16th. See www.vhcu.co.nz for details. And don't be late for this very important date.
Big Orange, for all your movies, records, books and games. Pre-loved needs and vinyl records, 45s, DVDs. A South Dunedin family-owned business for over 15 years. Check us out on Facebook, opposite Westpac on the sunny side of King Edward Street.
Ever-ready mowers and chainsaws. Husqvarna outdoor power equipment for all the jobs, no matter what the size. Give Graham a call on 4552 555 or visit our new showroom at the roundabout end of Andersons Bay Road. We sell the best and service the rest.
Welcome back. A local sustainability group is planning to build a small wind farm on Porteous Hill near Waitati. The Blueskin Resilient Communities Trust has set up a company for the project and is applying for resource consent. Landowners have given permission for 3 turbines to be established, with the project costing around $5 million. It will soon be open to public submissions. Trust members are planning to sell most of the energy produced to a commercial Dunedin consumer. Profits will go into sustainable housing insulation and energy projects. And on that cheery note, let's take a look at today's financial markets. A fairly good day on the NZX, also the same with the Australian, strong on the Dow Jones, little changes across the Nikkei and the FTSE. And a tepid day across all of the currencies that we pay attention to, very few changes indeed. A local woman is setting up a new initiative to help deal with bullying in schools. Rowan Leone says more can be done to prevent bullying, and she's in studio now to talk about it. A very good evening, Rowan. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
What is the initiative you're setting up, or the project you're setting up?
It's called Refocus Youth Support for Dunedin Schools, and it's something that I happened upon a couple of months ago, really.
What was the prompt? What was the key moment for you when you realised this was needed?
I'm a teacher aide, so I noticed a few gaps in a few schools, that's probably nationwide, I would expect, where youth and young people were sort of needing a bit more support in and around bullying prevention and managing bullying aspects that did come up within the schools. There's also a guide called the Bullying Prevention and Response Guide that is in every school in New Zealand, nationwide, that at times doesn't get administered fully due to time constraints in schools.
And that's the principal mechanism of dealing with bullying right now. So the manner in which schools are dealing with it now differs in what way?
A lot of schools have what you call a pastoral approach, so a lot of responses will be put in place after bullying actually takes place.
Okay, right, so this is the ambulance at the bottom of the hill.
Correct.
Rather than the fence at the top. I'm sorry, it's a terrible cliche, but it's a very visceral mechanism and it does work. So what more can be done?
Well, I'm hoping to, with Refocus, to empower youth to be able to take more of an upstanding position in terms of peer support. So I'm looking at working with peer mediators in the schools, if there are any, and sort of teaching more about self-care and self-management for kids who are both instigators and victims of bullying. And also, while I'm at it, implement fully the Bullying Prevention and Response Guide as well.
That's quite a mechanism to put into place. When do you hope to start?
February 2016, so next year.
Excellent. So what support do you have right now from the community?
A lot of verbal support, which is great actually. Parents are well and truly on board. A lot of principals are as well. So there is recognition there in the community that yes, more needs to be done. Time is a major issue, obviously, for schools, but funding is yet to be addressed.
Okay. What's your ultimate goal with this project, Rowan?
Ultimate goal would be to take Refocus nationwide and make sure the bullying prevention and response guide does get fully implemented, because it is a wonderful guide, and to help empower youth to the fullest extent so they can better themselves and manage themselves.
Wonderful. Thank you so very much. I was bullied at school.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
No, you didn't do it. It's all right. I turned out okay.
That's good.
Thank you so very much for coming in.
You're welcome.
After the break on 39 Dunedin News, Fairfield school staff are planning a new learning centre to change education for the better. And generating joy and raising cash, Santa's Grotto is here, courtesy of Otago Polytech students.
Do you want support for your breathing? You are not alone. In New Zealand, over 600,000 people have some form of breathing difficulty, especially with the high pollen season in New Zealand. Puff Plus is an excellent natural product developed to support lung function and breathing difficulties. Puff Plus is so effective, you get a no questions asked, money-back guarantee on the first purchase. Give it a go, you have nothing to lose. Call now, 0800 502 402. Take as directed. If symptoms persist, see your healthcare professional.
Mobility Scooters Otago. Mobility scooters, new and used, electric manual wheelchairs, strollers and walkers. Free home demonstration and delivery. Call Tony on 03 455 2875 or visit our showroom, 211 King Edward Street, opposite Westpac.
Pallet fires are growing in popularity in Otago, with people who want a clean and efficient form of home heating. The sight of a burning flame without the problems of chopping, stacking and carting wood around is a winner. Pallet fires, so easy, so efficient.
Mosgiel Mowers Plus can help you with products to make your garden maintenance jobs easier. Lawn mowers, ride-ons, chainsaws, line trimmers. Sales and service are our specialty. Mosgiel Mowers Plus. Phone 489 3572 22B Gordon Road, Mosgiel.
She's 21 metres long with a 6.7 metre beam. She can support diving, seafloor mapping and sampling, deep water measurements, and has onboard laboratories. She has a range of 1,000 nautical miles, which means the Polaris 2 can take your studies further than you ever thought possible. My name's Will Raymond, and this is My Place in the World.
Take your place in the world.
Wake up time and another frantic day ahead for Haraway's Oat Singles. With 3 delicious flavours in each pack, they don't last long with this family. They're so convenient and tasty, and they're ready in seconds. Haraway's Oat Singles are the ideal breakfast or snack on the run for today's busy families. And there's a flavour to suit everyone. Beat the rush and make sure you get your favourite flavour. Haraway's Oat Singles. Try new Kiwi Favourites Caramel Variety Pack.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Pregnant? Need to talk? 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Pregnancy counselling services are here to help. It's free, it's confidential. Call us now on 0800 773 462.
Tune in on Thursday for Motorsport Night on Dunedin Television.
Welcome back. Fairfield school pupils and staff are gearing up to make the most of a brand new learning centre. They've been fundraising for the project, which is likely to be completed in the first half of next year, and it's set to change the way education is offered.
Planning for the future. Fairfield school leaders are looking over designs for a new learning centre worth about $1 million.
It's been a long time in the making, I know that for sure. I know Andy Larson and the board have been working for some time. It's basically a 4-classroom block, and we've been basing a lot of it on some of the new builds in Queenstown and Wanaka.
The new block is replacing 2 old classrooms, offering a more modern approach to learning. Staff are wanting to create a fresh space with a focus on technology and collaboration among pupils.
Obviously Fairfield's a well-established school, and we're trying our best to start something fresh, which means taking away 2 classroom blocks from, I believe they were built in the 70s, they've served their purpose, and replacing that with a 4-classroom modern learning environment.
The building's been funded by the Ministry of Education and will be furnished at the school's cost. A school fair at the weekend raised more than $25,000 for the centre to be kitted out in modern equipment. Staff say the upgrade is highlighting the importance of keeping up with technology in primary and intermediate education.
Part of the money that actually we raised from the fair is going towards the technology within the block. Some of it's for the furniture, but really we're aiming to sort of enhance the technology that children get to use, not just one-to-one as in devices, but projectors, mobile TVs, everything being, I guess, a mobile platform for furniture.
The building is expected to be completed by the end of Term 2 next year. It will be home to Year 7 and 8 students moving into high school education. Annabelle Dick, 39 Dunedin News.
Local tertiary students are showing their charitable side by celebrating Christmas early. Otago Polytechnic's Social Services Department has set up a Santa's Grotto to generate joy and raise money for charity, and others are also benefiting from the endeavour.
Trimming the Christmas tree a month early. Otago Polytechnic students are helping spread some unseasonable festive cheer as they prepare gifts for those who need them most. It's part of an end-of-year social services project, with staff and students running a Christmas-themed grotto to raise money for charity.
It's a joint venture with Marketing and Communications here at OP, and our students in the Certificate in Human Services program have worked on deciding on who they want to tribute the grotto to, and it's about giving back to the community and giving back wider.
The venture is supporting pregnancy help, with a large amount of donated baby clothes being given to the local organisation. Additionally, students are throwing their support behind UNICEF's Syrian relief efforts, gifting money raised from sausage sizzles and a raffle. Even the scheme itself is relying on external support.
All the presents have been donated, all the decorations, everything. The boards for the grotto have Campus Services donated their time and their resources for a part of it, so we've been very fortunate from not just from the students, from wider Otago Polytechnic.
Students are finishing up for the year in a few weeks and thought it would be fun to celebrate Christmas early. A lot of work has gone into creating the grotto, with every student contributing as much as possible.
Each member in the group, we worked to their strengths, so people had student connections, or Chloe, one of our students, is really creative and into arts and crafts, so we worked on the students' strengths and what they were comfortable with, but they've all supported each other around making sure that this came to life.
The week-long project is brand new to staff and students, but already they're thinking of its future. They are hoping next year's class is just as keen to embrace the Christmas spirit for not 1 but 2 months every year. Ruby McAndrew, 39 Dunedin News.
And now, recapping tonight's top stories on 39 Dunedin News. New facilities at Otago Polytechnic have been unveiled as part of a $12 million upgrade, with more work on the way. Thousands of punters have braved the rain and the cold temperatures to celebrate Melbourne Cup race day at Wingatui. And City Council staff are hoping a new bylaw for camping strikes the right balance between the interests of visitors and locals. Time now to have a look at what's happening in tomorrow's Otago Daily Times. Welcome, Phil Somerville.
Yes, hi.
Hello.
Melbourne Cup, of course.
Of course.
Some lovely pictures and stories and so forth. And it was an impressive crowd despite the weather by all accounts. Features section, the fresh pages, craft beer movement is discussed, of course, with the Craft Beer Festival on Saturday.
Oh, goody.
Yes, I bet you're looking forward to that. The editorials, the heading is Raining on South's Parade, so you might be able to guess what that's about. The All Blacks not coming down. All Black vein on the opinion page, opposite the editorial page, Jim Sullivan writes that occasional nothing too serious column, and he satirically moves through discussing John Key and Richie McCaw and what Richie McCaw's role should be in the future. So see if you can work out what that might be.
Good reading. Very
Indeed.
good reading indeed.
Yes.
Thank you very much indeed for coming in. Thank you. Time now, let's have a look at our local weather. Around the city today, 3 o'clock at the Central City. Central City was 8 degrees, the Gardie's 9, Tyree 9. And our situation, low pressure across the country today, quickly followed by a southwesterly airflow. Better weather later this coming week, although a cooler airflow again in the new week. Now, to the forecast for the main towns in the lower South Island for tomorrow. Invercargill, Gore, Te Anau, Alexandra. We can all expect light southerlies, generally fine conditions, and 14 degrees. For Queenstown, light southerlies, fine and 14. Oamaru, easing southerlies, fine 14. Wanaka, light southerlies and 14 degrees. Twizel, easing southerlies, becoming fine and 14. It's pretty good. And here in Dunedin tonight, showers will be clearing, a low of 7 degrees tonight. Tomorrow, cloud will be breaking. A sunny afternoon is expected, although frost by late in the evening, a high of 14, a low of 7. And on Thursday, fine and sunny, nor'easters, easing nor'easters, a high of 10 and a low of 5 degrees. And that's all from the good men and women of Channel 39 Dunedin News. On their behalf, I'm Craig Story. Thank you. Good evening.
This 39 Dunedin News Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.